got a backache, little rubbing will see you through. When you got a heart.
Hey, Patricio Johnson here. Welcome to another installment of Ain't Nothing You Can Do. Got Van the Man in the background there. 30 minutes of me talking for no reason, unscripted, with a few sort of oddball ideas, and a couple of records to play. Van Morrison has a brand new song out. I think it's called Love Should Come With a Warning, and I know so many people are upset with him over his anti-masking thing and all that business, but he still got it in my book as far as making great records, and he has done that with the new release, and I urge you to at least go listen to it. You know, I think all he ever wants to do is make records, sing. That's all he ever says. It's so rare that he steps out and makes a oh, a truck just went by. It's so rare that he steps out and makes a political statement, probably for good reason. Yeah, we're kind of got to be embarrassed about him sometimes too, but as far as great soul singers go, I give him a pass.
Louis Coletti and Bob Arbacetti were eating spaghetti with Bob, Lou, and Eddie.
I'm Freddie.
I'm Betty and I'm Louis. I'm Louis Coletti. Ooh, 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 ooh. Freddie left Betty to go out with Eddie. Then I went for a ride with Louis Coletti.
I'm Freddie.
I'm Betty and I'm Louis. I'm Louis Coletti. Letty, 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 Letty. Ha ha. It was New Year's night. Louis went out with Betty. Freddie didn't like that, and neither did Eddie, 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 Eddie. Louis pulled out a knife. Freddie pulled out a machete, and they all started to fight. And Louis cut off Freddie's heady. Ha 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 ha. Louis Coletti and Bob Arbacetti were eating spaghetti with Bob, Lou, and Eddie.
I'm Freddie.
I'm Betty and I'm Louis. I'm Louis. Louis, 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 Louis. And I'm Louis Coletti, Letty, Letty, ah.
It's on the Pepsi label, which is not the Pepsi label. He just called his little old label the Pepsi label, Pepsi. The guy's name is Phil Chenicola, and side one is called Louis Coletti. Side two is called I Got Fired. And I remember listening to this a couple times. It's autographed by the guy. I had no idea what this thing was. I don't think it's terribly rare or desirable but the songs are hilarious.
Working all day, trying to make a hustle. Working all day, said, oh my aching muscles, I got fired. Well, I got fired. Oh, well, the boss said to me, you lazy good for nothing, trying to get paid for doing less than nothing. I got fired. The boss said to me, you don't do no work, you just hang around, Phil, acting like a jerk. Well, I got fired. Well, I got fired. Oh, well, the boss said to me, you lazy good for nothing, trying to get paid for doing less than nothing. I got fired. Whoop, whoop, oh baby, whoop, whoop. I got fired from my job. Whoop, whoop, oh baby, whoop, whoop. I guess I'll go down to the beach and let the girls run their fingers through my long curly hair. I got fired from my working all day, trying to make a hustle. Working all day, said, oh my aching muscles, I got fired. Well, I got fired. Oh, well, the boss said to me, you lazy good for nothing, trying to get paid for doing less than nothing. I got fired. I got fired from my job.
Phil Chinicola's entry on Discogs. I found his obituary, which I found fascinating. So I'm going to read it to you. Right off the internet. You can go to trinkafaustini.com. That's a funeral service in Maywood, New Jersey. And here's Philip Gary Chinicola of Brick Township, New Jersey, March 25th, 1948 to July 6th, 2018. Philip Gary Chinicola, 70, born March 25th, 1948 of Brick Township, formerly of Maywood, New Jersey. Philip was the son of the late Philip and Mafalda Chinicola. Mafalda, like the comic strip. He is survived by his daughter and all of those other people and loving fans. A special thanks to his ex-wife Diane and her husband Bill for understanding and supporting Phil. Phil was a doo-wop icon for many of his fans and followers in the Bergen and Ocean County areas. His singing career started on the front porch of his home in Maywood, where he was self-taught on the guitar, saxophone, clarinet, and several other instruments. He sang, as did many, on the street corners of Pleasant Avenue. After a year in college, Phil was drafted into the armed services. His singing in the barracks, noticed by his commanding officer, led to his appointment as lead baritone in General Flanagan's Green Beret Chorus, where he sang before Congress, and many other official events. He also was a very proud member of the General's Barbershop Quartet. After the service, Phil continued his singing career. The cultural years of the 60s and 70s led him to be interested in TM, Transcendental Meditation. He spent time in Europe studying directly under the Maharishi Mahesh Yoga and soon became a teacher of the movement as well as a more spiritual person. He became what he ascribed to, a Hindu Christian who strongly believed in Jesus Christ. During his active time in the TM movement and because of his musical and his onstage prowess, he was affectionately known as Elvis Pepsi, hence the Pepsi label. Phil made appearances on The David Letterman Show, Uncle Floyd Hour, and opened in concerts for celebrities including Paul Anka, the Marshall Tucker Band, Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, and others at the Westbury Music Theater. Through his teachings in TM, he befriended other celebrities, Doug Henning and Andy Kaufman included. The friendships Phil made from members of the doo-wop groups of the 50s and 60s are cherishable, many joining him on stage in the later years, including such greats as Bob D'Andrea of the Knockouts and Dennis Anderson of the Coasters, to name a few, to the delight of his audience. As the music industry changed, so did Phil. In the 80s, he developed a solo R-rated act, changing the lyrics to many tunes, one being Pasta, and writing some of his own, inspired on the streets of Maywood, including some of the more memorable singles Louis Coletti and I Got Fired. Right? He recorded several Dave Scantz singles, including Just Once in a While and I'm in Love with You. Phil was also featured on for those who remember, the popular Dweets Royal Oak Live album. Going down memory lane, Phil led such groups as the Lifetones, Jukebox Gold, Beauty and the Grease, and most recently the Streethearts. One of Phil's proudest accomplishments was that he knew the lyrics to over 1,000 songs and created his own musical tracks to accompany them. Even through his illness, Phil maintained his quick wit, sense of humor, and of course his voice, serenading both doctors and nurses in the hospitals as they attended to him. He also wrote and sang a song for his new grandchild called Sailor Grace. His family would like to thank all his fans and followers that have reached out to Phil during the last several months. Their concerns and kind words were heartwarming. We are so proud of Phil for following his dream that gave a journey down memory lane to everyone touched by his music. Phil's final appearance several months ago, when was his, 98? Phil's final appearance several months ago at the American Legion Post in Toms River was such a tribute to him as well as his fans. I'm getting choked up. Words cannot express how his musician buddies and the musical star legends of the past made him feel by honoring him. His family would like to thank his band members Perry, Pete, Eddie, and Roger, and co-musicians Butchie, Joey A., and Dennis, among others, for the send-off. 1998. God. I'm lost in the 50s. So, why was this important to me? I don't know. I found out this guy who made this record that I had no idea about had a life, had a family, had a career, was into TM, did all these crazy things. And this record is even newer than I thought it was, I guess. Makes it sound like it was recorded in the 80s. So, what do you know? It sure enough looks like something older. It doesn't have any zip code on it. There's one way you can tell. But in any case, Philip Gary Chenicola. And I'll have some pictures of him for you on the vlog, I'm sure. Talking about records that nobody's ever heard, I started digging around for those. And I was one of those guys that would buy my friends' records back when, in the 80s and 90s, when they put out a 45 at shows. I still do that. But San Francisco in the 80s and 90s was pretty great for small releases and pretty memorable stuff. So I want to play a song by the Mean Reds. Some friends of mine were in that. If you're listening, you know who you are. Steven. Who else was in this? They were pretty cool. Kind of a mod psych outfit. And I'll play Ta Ta Lane by the Mean Reds. There we go.
Though you can be gather up some seeds.
Yeah, Mean Reds. Tata Lane, remarkable record. I think, what year was that? Like 2001, maybe. Let's have a look. Whoa! Let's take a look here. I don't know. I'm blind, so I can't really see what information they were giving us. Yes, quite without a date on it, but I think 2001 could have been any time between 1968 and 1972 when some hairy freaks were making some crazy records. The Mean Reds with a Z. And I was just looking them up on Discogs too, and nope, not there. You guys ought to do something about that. It was pretty fun playing bands back in those days. Oh, wow, cats outside. Man, this is just a noisy night. Yeah, it was pretty fun playing bands back in those days. My friend Pete and I had a band called the Maydays, and we did a single. We had our own label. We put out a bunch of different artists, but we did a single was the Maydays. If you can ever find that, good luck. The A side, as it were, was The Very Last Time, and the B side was You Don't Have to Wait, which I recorded a couple times. Anyway, it was pretty fun back in those days. People dressing up cool. Lots of 60s influence. We were really into garage and mods. Some serious mod and psych people hanging out in the scene there. Mixing with the rockabillys and everybody else. There was never any strict boundaries, but there was definitely a camaraderie with just rock and roll fans, and I thought that was real cool. I was already 87 years old. There wasn't a youth movement for me anymore. Here's another one. This is one that I found at a thrift store when I was a kid. By Zip and the Zippers from 1963. Zip and Zippers artist. Oh, it was the Orlons. So, on Pageant Records. It was another name for the Orlons. What do you know? And the A side was Where You Going, Little Boy? And since I've got nothing better to do right now, I have to cue these up left-handed. Because I'm immobile. Here we go. Where are you going, little boy? Where are you going, little boy? By Zipping the Zippers.
I wonder what my daddy did. I don't know. Once there was a meaning to life. Now it all is a trouble and strife. Maybe I'll get me a bride. Otherwise, suicide. Little boy, what you looking for? Oh no. My identity. Oh no. Even though I go to school, don't care about the golden rule. And a man, I ask you truly, what good does a knowledge do me? Little boy, what you see now? Oh no. How it goes. Come on now, I'll show you how. Take it slow. Here I go. Psycho really act. Now I know. Even though I cry and frown, people think that I'm a clown. I don't believe in success. Yeah, I'm a mess. What my daddy did. I don't know. Where you going, little boy? I wish I knew. When you gonna find some joy? Ain't telling you.
Zipping the Zippers, aka the Orlons, on Pageant Records. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of 45s. Some of you who listen can probably relate to that, although it might be something more useful like, I don't know, ballpoint pens. But in my case, just it's almost a fetish, you know. It feels really good to get a bunch of records in the mail. Like my friend Louise sent me a bunch of records the other day. Thank you, Louise. And I always go around looking for bags of them and boxes of them at yard sales and stuff. Or I would do that more if I had more money. Nowadays it's not that easy. But yeah, you know, it's a hobby. You gotta have a hobby. It's the kind of hobby that alienates people, which is even more valuable. Kind of like pipe smoking. My dad's pipe. And when my dad died, I went into his garage and kind of retrieved all the things that meant something to me from being a kid, and the pipes were sitting right there, untouched, probably for 30 years, and I couldn't resist. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this one's called The Pipe. No, I'm not going to put it on eBay. This one stays with me. I'm not smoking it anyway right now. I've got other things to smoke. So, what do you think of this vlog? Kind of crazy, huh? Maybe the least amusing half hour you've ever spent watching a video. And that just goes to show that it's, not necessarily for everybody. I don't think I was ever cut out for television. I have a face for radio, and even that is a stretch. I do radio though. I get to do my radio programs, so. And when I do my radio, I get to talk like a radio DJ. More like a radio DJ! The kind in the 70s who would like scream over the records. I love doing that. Tune into wxnafm.org. You can get it on the internet. You can hear me Monday, Wednesday nights, 11 p.m. Central. Or you can download my shows, Music Monarchs and Wednesday Night Pint. If you want to hear some soul music from Music Monarchs or pub rock, Wednesday Night Pint. Also, if you are supportive of my continual yammering, I have a Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/Patricio Johnson, all in one word, Patricio Johnson, and make a small contribution. I reckon if you've got half an hour every week to kill, then you might have $10 to spend, and every little bit goes straight to paying the bills and making sure that I've got the internet to bring this very valuable content to you. Last thing I'm going to play for you today is a new track from a new CD by my good friend David Jakes, a musician here in Nashville, probably best known for his 15 years of playing bass in the late John Prine's band. On the way out the door here. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll have some more fun next week. And heck, you might even get to see a vlog, a video blog of this very content.